Hello, everyone, and welcome to lesson 2. We are talking about stative verbs, and I will explain more what that is as we go along. But we're going to be working out of page 12, starting on page 12 in your book. So if everybody could turn to that, and I'm going to read the article to you, and then we will work through the questions. So again, page 12. So the article is called The Shrinking Families of Brazil, and I'm going to read this to you. Nowadays, families in Brazil are getting smaller. In the past, Brazilian women often had 7 or 8 children. Today, however, most women think that 2 children are enough. Ask any Brazilian woman, why do you want only 2 children? Why not 4? Why not have 8 like your grandmother did? The answer is always the same. It's too expensive. It's too much work. What accounts for this change in Brazilian women's thinking? Why is this happening? One reason is improved education for girls in Brazil. More education usually means that women wait longer to have children and have fewer of them. In Brazil, TV soap operas, novelas, are always a big influence, are also a big influence. No one can deny the popularity of these programs. People all over the country watch them every evening. In the average novella, 90% of the female characters have just one child or no children at all. There are signs of this trend all over the country. As one business executive in Rio de Janeiro points out, look at the apartments. They are designed for a maximum of 4 people, 2 bedrooms. In the supermarkets, even the labels on frozen foods, always for 4 people. Clearly, many of today's Brazilian women are not thinking about having big families anymore. Okay, so if I read that too fast, or if you did not understand, you can go back and read the article again. Okay, let's go on to the next page. And here's a picture of a Brazilian family. It's very interesting that they had larger families at that time. So what I want you to do is you're going to correct the error in each sentence to make it true according to the article in exercise 1. So number 1 is done for you, that Brazilian women today don't want big families. And number 2, in Brazil today, women are having more children than their grandmothers did. What is the mistake in that sentence? And number 3, there's only one reason for smaller families in Brazil. And number 4, most of the women in Brazilian soap operas have a lot of children. So now in the video, you are going to have to answer those questions and find out the mistakes in each one. Okay, now we are going to go into part 3. And we're going to look, you need to tell me what is the verb. Okay, so you're going to read each sentence and you don't have to underline it, but you do need to tell me, or in the video, you need to choose what is the verb or verb phrase. And you need to answer those now. Okay, hopefully you can see the answers to those and you can find the verbs in the sentence and each sentence, and we will work with those right now. Okay, so what I want you to do is go on to page 14, and I'm going to explain stative verbs. So stative verbs just mean that they express how things are. And with stative verbs, what's important to know is that they are not usually used in the progressive. So the example is the baby wants the bottle now. We don't say the baby is wanting the bottle now. So if you don't say I am hating this so much, although sometimes that is starting to change a little bit in English, which makes it confusing. For example, McDonald's in the United States has an expression, I'm loving it. And if you look here, love is something, according to this book and other places, you should not be saying I am loving it, but McDonald's has changed our vocabulary. But what I do want to do is practice this. So exercise 4, you have to choose if it's an action verb or if it's a stative verb. So you're going to look at each one of these and you're going to decide if it's action, and you're going to choose A for action or S for stative. And you need to go back and use this chart to complete this. So in the video, it's going to stop now and you're going to have to answer questions 1 through 8. And I suggest that you use this chart to help you answer those right now. Okay, so hopefully that went okay and you could see the pattern about which verbs were active and which were stative. And now we're going to do exercise 5 together. And what I want you to do is we're going to work through these and you're going to have a question and then there's an answer. So for exercise 5, question number 1, the question is, do most people have large or small families nowadays? And the answer is usually small ones. And then what would you put here for the answer? And I'm going to tell you that for this one, it's most families, or excuse me, many families have only one child. So what I want you to do is to do 2, 3, and 4. And it's going to stop in the video and you're going to write them and you will see the correct answer. And hopefully that will help you to see the patterns there. Please make sure that you finish 5 and 6 as well. Okay, this is going to be the end of our lesson 2 video. However, you do have more assignments for lesson 2 in Moodle. So you will need to go into Moodle and make sure that you complete those assignments as well. So if you have questions, you can always let me know in our conferences, but hopefully that is going okay for you. Thanks.